which is a little ironic because for those that haven't heard the story, Rainer actually had some complications when picking his best man. I think he asked his most successful friend first, who had ultimately told him no, and then he asked his most athletic friend, which unfortunately told him no too. So Rainer resorted to his funniest friend, and I said, Rainer, I can't tell you no 3 times. All right, settle down. All jokes aside, with me having only one brother, Rainer had a really easy choice for his best man. When in reality, I think you couldn't be more surprised to hear just how complex our dynamic tends to be. But before we get into that, can we look at my competition? The groomsmen. Rainer, you seriously, you couldn't have picked a better and more respectable group of men here to support you today, and you and Katie both for the rest of your lives on this magical day. It's a hard group of guys to beat right there. Growing up with Rainer, it's easy to say that we never really fully saw eye to eye. Only as much as most brothers do, honestly. Teo was always there to quickly remind us that we're not allowed to hit girls and we're better off hitting each other. So I suppose you could say I made it sort of my personal mission to toughen Rainer up. to toughen Rainer up quite a bit. Some would call it bullying, but I call it character building.
I love it.
Early into our childhood years, though, I quickly realized that there couldn't be 2 people more similar. We liked all the same movies, from Harry Potter, Star Wars, and Brother Bear, to a lot of the same games like Minecraft, chess, and zombies. We took interests in a lot of the same hobbies, from tinkering with our toys and making stop-motion YouTube videos together. We were undoubtedly 2 Ps. 2 Ps that were simultaneously able to find something to disagree on with everything we were doing. Like all brothers know, brotherhood is full of highs and lows. But when you're playing a game together, it's easy to fight over who gets player 1, racing for shotgun, or not fully sharing a bowl of popcorn. We were always quick to challenge one another, but I credited that to one of Taya's many schemes trying to pit us against one another. But when it came to our fights, there was always a clear winner, and I definitely had a tendency to have the upper hand. To give a little context, by the time middle school was approaching, I was probably, give or take, double Rainer's size, and by size I mean weight. So I'd be willing to say that Rainer and I fought a little bit more often and more intensely than most, since my big brother wasn't my bigger brother for very long. This meant Rainer was forced to think of very creative ways to get me back. One time I remember being home alone, and to my recollection, we were peacefully hanging out. I didn't do anything wrong, and Rainer suggested, "Hey, Aiden, why don't you go get the mail?" I didn't see a problem with it. I went out to go get the mail, and before I knew it, all the doors and windows in the house were locked. Needless to say, our home security improved a little bit after that. Another time, he had grabbed the kitchen knives. He threw them at me. However, I'm willing to bet I deserved that one. Like any younger brother, I was happy to make impulsive decisions at the request of my older brother. Whether it was eating a worm in order to hang out with Rainer and his friends, or jumping up and down on a very poorly constructed treehouse, getting seriously hurt or sick felt like small prices to pay to be your friend. I often tell Rainer that his belief that everybody wants to be his friend is both his best and worst quality. You might have a tendency to miss a social cue or 2, or you'll cause it to get into a situation way over your head. But at the end of the day, he is one of the most well-intended and authentic friends you could ever want. So brother to brother, you might be on to something. I gotta admit though, a part of me was pretty surprised when he asked me to be his best man. To think that he knows me so well and he's gonna ask me to give a speech on the most important day of his life without running the speech by him first. So I can say, growing up with Rainer was surprisingly pleasant. I think we both have very many scars to commemorate our brotherly love. And I could say, if given a choice, there's nobody else I would rather have as a brother than Rainer. I'm not done yet. It has been such a beautiful day, such a beautiful night. How about a round of applause for everybody that helped make today possible? Yeah? Okay, enough about Rainer. I've had the honor of knowing Rainer my whole life, and I can say that that's been a journey. From the childhood games where he conveniently forgets the rules, and then into our teenage years where he gave me advice that was mostly questionable. He's been my role model, my protector, and above all else, my friend. But today I stand here not just as his brother, but as somebody that's had the privilege of watching him grow into a man of deep integrity, kindness, and faith. A man who puts God first, his family second, and his friends somewhere in the top 5. His selflessness is a constant reminder of the man that everybody should aspire to be. His faith has always been a guiding light for both himself and me. Growing up from a young age, Rainer was always quick to drag me to church when I would rather be hanging with my friends or playing video games, or praying for me when I didn't even know I needed it. But through all that, he's lived out his beliefs with a quiet strength and humility. And now he's found somebody that he's able to share that same life. Katie. Katie, now we're on to you. You truly are such a blessing to Rainer and our family as a whole. And you brought out the best in him, which is no easy miracle. So, although I haven't known you long, Katie, I could immediately tell by where I fell in love. And I think it's obvious you are a woman that is confident, smart, and compassionate, and you bring an infectiously beautiful energy to any room you enter. And I'm humbled so sincerely to be able to call you Ronnie. Thank you for being very well. All right, I'm getting to the end of it. Don't worry. Marriage is not just about love, but also grace, patience, and learning to forgive somebody for hogging the popcorn. It's about laughing together, praying together, and occasionally arguing over thermostat settings. But above all else, it's about choosing each other every single day for the rest of your life. So here's to my brother and his beautiful bride. May your marriage be filled with joy, laughter, and the kind of love that only grows stronger with time. May you always keep Christ at the center, and may your home be a place of peace, purpose, and a little bit of chaos. Let's raise our glass to a couple that are truly meant for